Welcome to another edition of Digital Dialogue by Maritime Gateway. Today we have a guest with us, Mr. Satyaue Paul, who is the co-founder and CEO of integrated logistics platform, Transpost, with a vision of transformation and digitalization in logistics. He is a seasoned shipping and logistics industry leader with an experience over a decade in the industry. He has been an active speaker and participant in several industry forums. He has spent most of his career working with the shipping line, recent role being head of customer experience for SAF Marine, South Asia. He has received several awards for contribution towards innovation in shipping and logistics space. Welcome to the show, Mr. Satyaue. It's a pleasure having you with us today.
Thank you so much. It is absolute my pleasure being on your show.
So let me begin my conversation by asking a very basic question. What actually is Transpost, and why did you think of developing this platform?
Transpost is an integrated logistic platform, and we aspire to be an operating system for the custom brokers and the MSME forwarders. So the idea of Transpost emerged from the fact that we have a huge segment of the business which is controlled by the custom brokers and the forwarders. And when I say forwarders, the small forwarders. So if I have to put some numbers around it, we are talking about if we are looking at an 8 million exports of TUs out of India annually, this customer base controls around 20% of that volume. So it's a significantly large volume that is controlled by these custom brokers. It's a very underserved market, a very fragmented set of customers. They do not get the right level of attention because they are very fragmented. So, and also because the volumes are inconsistent. So the concept of Transpost came from the fact that how we can address certain pain areas of these custom brokers and the small forwarders, and be able to give them a great experience on our logistic platform. So that's the pain area that we would like to address as a part of Transpost. Now, Transpost provides a convenience of rate procurement from multiple shipping lines with just a single click of a button. It also enables our members on the platform to send the quotations with multiple rate options from shipping lines, their schedules, their transit times within a few seconds over to their end customers, who can then take a qualified business decision of who they want to move the cargo with. And then Transpost also offers their members the booking management support, right from placing a booking and then also managing their entire documentation flow right till the release of bill of lading is then managed by our experienced staff who closely works with our members as well. So the convenience of rate procurement right till the documentation is the convenience that we bring for our members through Transpost.
You mentioned twice on the pain points of the custom brokers and freight forwarders. So can you give me an insight into what exactly are the pain points and how do you intend to resolve them or address them through this solution?
When we were envisioning how this platform or what kind of platform we would like to introduce, this was the main question that was coming to our head, that what is the kind of pain that we would like to address, what kind of positioning of the platform that we want to do. So today, if I look at the custom brokers and the MSME forwarders, there are three major pain points that they are going through. The first one would be, and I think I touched upon briefly in the last question, that because some of them are pretty fragmented, 10, 20, 30 TUs per month volumes, they do not get the right level of attention either from the shipping lines or for some of the large forwarders to carry their business. Also, because their volumes are inconsistent and sometimes seasonal, they are not able to invest in terms of developing infrastructure or be able to hire manpower that can help them give a good experience to their customers. The third pain area, and it is not limited only to these custom brokers, it is now an industry-wide pain in some sense, is the high freight levels. So for example, if a custom broker was able to manage to do 30 TEUs a month with a working capital of 50 lakh Indian rupees. Now with the current freight rate, they have been reduced to probably less than 10 TEUs. So there is not only a loss of the kind of volume that we're able to do, but in some sense it is starting to impact their top lines, bottom line, as well as their question of existence as well. So how does Transpost solve these pain areas? The first part, because we have tied up with more than 7 shipping lines as we speak and a few more to come, we are able to provide with a lot of high speed and accuracy rates from multiple shipping lines to these custom brokers who are our members. And they don't have to run to different shipping lines for getting rates. They get it at the tip of their finger. So that helps them to win more business in the market because of the speed and agility. Second, because we are also their extended partner in terms of the booking management, they do not have to invest in overheads in terms of infrastructure or additional manpower to scale up their business, because we can do the heavy lifting for them while they can spend more time in getting more business for their organization. The third, as a part of our product offering, we also are looking at trade finance and also freight finance as an offering to be able to support our partners in a time where the freight rates are going at a very, very high level. Now, while we are talking to them, there are different forms and shapes of the finance process, but that is also one of our offerings which we will continue to offer to our partners. So these 3 things we believe will make the life of our members far more easy in a very challenging market, and will give them that advantage in order to get more business and be able to scale up their business with a partnership with Transpost.
When you say some of the features of Transpost, whether it is offering the rates or booking facility, several platforms have come very recently in our industry claiming most of the features that you talked about. So how different are you from these platforms? Is this, there is too much of competition offering the platforms? That is one. Second, when you say you are offering, you tied up with 6-7 shipping lines. I mean, most of the shipping lines have their own platforms offering all these services. So how are you positioned, and how do you win over the customers from CHS and freight forwarders to use your platform?
And very interesting question. Let me try to share my thoughts in 2 different parts of it. First being, how are we positioning our platform compared to some of our competitions? And I won't say that this is the first of its kind in the market. There are a lot of platforms that are coming, and thanks to the very, very strong digital push that we are part of the digital ecosystem that we are in, there is more and more platforms coming. Something which comes unique with Transpost is their customer base. This is the first of its platform which is designed to serve the custom brokers. Many of the platforms that you would see in the current space, either they work directly with the shippers or they work with other stakeholders, but this is the first of its kind with custom brokers. The custom brokers are the ones who are controlling a significant volume of cargo, but because they work with different intermediaries, it makes it some time, and for some of the pain areas I discussed, makes it difficult for them to execute their operations. So we want to be very clear in our market strategy of which are the customers that we want to work with. So we have a very strong customer strategy. The second part of us being a technology platform is just not about introducing a platform in the another one in the market. We focus a lot of our effort in terms of onboarding of our customers, because we are also trying to digitize a segment which is very powerful, but yet not high on digitization. So our role is just not to introduce a platform, but really handhold our members to ensure that they are able to take the complete benefit of all the features of our platform. So we have a team of onboarding specialists who works with our member offices. Sometimes they work for weeks together with them in terms of training their teams, training their staff of how they can use our platform. So the combination of technology and having a passionate group of people who are working with customers to build the technology and people together is one very unique side of Transpost. The other bit of Transpost is, and probably I'm sliding into the second part of your question, to say we want to be unique, but we do not want to work in isolation. We are in an environment that there are multiple platforms, either with the shipping lines or with other interfaces that we are working with. And the uniqueness also lies that we are very, very flexible to work with different other plug and play platforms as well. While we are doing rate management, booking management through our platform, we are also doing bookings through a platform like Intra with our shipping lines. So there is compatibility for us to work and go and place bookings through Intra. We are working with Odex as a part of our documentation control with the shipping lines. So the value proposition of our platform is to work with existing platforms to also digitize the complete ecosystem rather than working in isolation. So we see this as an enabler, but at the same time, something that can also collaborate, synergize with existing platforms as well.
When you say you're working with custom house agents, or maybe the platform is designed with custom house agents as focus, so how is the segment in terms of technology adoption? Because traditionally it is believed or understood that CHS are at the bottom of the pyramid, and then technology did not penetrate much in their transactions. Of course, last 1.5 years due to the pandemic, and everybody started looking at technology, digitization. So how are they responding to your platform, and how is their adoption?
So I think you already gave me a very good start when you said that the post-pandemic, the situation has started to change. And if you would have asked me this question, say 15 months back or maybe a year back, I think the answer could have been a little different. But today, as we speak, we are at a very sensitive interjection that we stand, that either we consume technology or technology will consume us. So it is almost now the need of the hour for us to embrace technology. So our shipping lines have now digitized their platforms, their mode of interaction. The large forwarders are running very digitized mode of operation. So it is almost a need of the hour for the custom brokers, and the entire environment has to also digitize. As we speak, they're already walking down that path. And we have been talking to many of the forums or many of the custom broker associations. They're already taking a lot of effort in terms of digitizing the ecosystem. So I think that is also one of the reasons that we feel this is the right time to introduce our platform, because there is a huge digital push post-COVID. There is the change in appetite of people to start working through platforms, working in a digital way. Is this easy? Probably not as much as I want to sound it, because as we are onboarding more and more of our customers, while the benefits are there, it still takes to change certain behaviors, because a lot of them has been working with a pen and a paper or on their Excel sheets for years. For us to really change the behavior, that's where I spoke about a little bit about our onboarding journey, where our onboarding colleagues are spending long hours in our members' offices, sitting with them, making them understand how this is going to make it beneficial and cost effective for them to also operate on a platform. And we start to see good traction. And if I would say, is that easy? The answer is no. Are we seeing positive traction? Absolutely yes. A lot of our customers are seeing value, and most of the customers who all have already signed up, They are profusely using the platform to make their lives more easier. So it's a journey. We are all walking down this new path. And I'm sure as we move ahead, we will see more and more adoption. But the change management takes time, and we are working towards it.
You said that you do not want to work in isolation. I mean, of course, that is the order of the day. You need to have a collaborative approach for every business. Today, we have a port community system, which all the ports and terminals are using, and IceGate, which is like the gateway for all the customs operations. So how does Transpost work with these? Because ultimately customer needs an end-to-end seamless environment when transactions are being done. So is the Transpost is compatible with all these platforms or still there are loose ends that need to be tied up?
So we launched about a month back, and we are, as I said, the uniqueness also happens to be the flexibility with which we operate. We are already working with other platforms which exist on either side of our coverage. So, and we talked about Intra, we talked about Odex. So wherever it requires for our customers or for us to give an end-to-end experience to our customers, we are absolutely open and flexible to work with these platforms. The end objective is our customers should have a complete digitized experience. Some of it can be done with Transpost. Some of it will need for us to collaborate with existing platforms. So we are working with most of them. And in due course, we'll be able to connect all these different platforms in a way that our customer sees the maximum value out of it.
So what is the business model? If I want to use Transpost, is it a subscription model or is it a transaction-based model? So how is it?
So it is a model where our members who are the custom brokers and small MSME forwarders, they need to basically work with us. It's not on subscription level, it is on usage. And that's probably that makes it more interesting because some of the small players may not want to invest so heavily on the technology by themselves, but they can definitely want to rent the technology on a usage level. So every container that they move with Transpost, then they pay a certain booking fee for operation, but that is only when they're using it. However, for us to help them digitize their own office, the work that they do, the model or the platform comes to them at no additional charges at this point. So and maybe if I could add two thoughts, and probably because there are three very important elements today which makes this platform a very cost-effective option for our members as well. And the first part that I wanted to kind of touch down is the fact that if I take let's say a regular custom broker who's on the medium size of 4 or 5 member office, they would ideally have one person who's talking to different shipping lines for rate procurement, who's following up with multiple shipping lines, going to different forwarder offices, trying to get a rate. Sometimes it takes a couple of days to get the rate. Then you have to run to different shipping line platforms to place the booking. And when I come from a shipping line background, I know 80% of the time the customers would come back to ask, where is my cargo? So that is the time of effort that goes in emails, calls, messages. What Transpost makes it very simple for our members is, first of all, you do not need so much of effort to get a rate. We talked about it. You press a button, rates are with you. Then you are able to operate in a very efficient way in terms of quoting to your customers with a few more clicks. And then you are able to track and trace your containers, whether it is import, export. We have tied up with 16 different shipping lines for a track and trace. So you save a lot of time, effort in terms of tracking boxes. And the best part is all the interaction that happens between our members and the Transpost team, it only happens through the platform. So it ensures that the number of interactions are reduced. The effort for our customers to serve their end customers is reduced. So there is speed, there is agility, there is also efficiency in which we operate. that also brings efficiency for our members as well.
Very good. As I said earlier, it's an excellent initiative, and this is what is required for the logistics industry, bringing a lot of cost and time efficiency into the sector. Wonderful. Thank you very much for joining us and sharing your thoughts about Transpost and how it can change the way custom house agents conduct their business. We wish you all
Thank
the
you so much. It's my pleasure. Thank you very much.